everyone, and welcome to the second episode in Untethered Yoga. So today's practice, I wanted to focus on energy and the sense of prana. So prana is really this life-giving energy force that we all have. And we cultivate that through certain poses, through certain breath practices. We can actually uplift our own sense of energy. And it's super important in pregnancy. There's so much growth. I mean, you're growing a human. And so dive in. Let's just get comfortable. And we'll open with just being aware for a moment of our own energy. With the eyes closed, and with whatever comfortable position you've found. And take a moment to be aware of whatever's going on in this space for you right now. And being aware of the energetic quality of the breath as it flows in and flows out. Aware of the energetic quality of the physical body. And aware even of the energetic quality of the mind. And just coming into this sense of awareness without judgment for what you're experiencing, but appreciation for that you are experiencing. You can turn your palms face up. And allowing this to be an invitation for allowing energy to join you in this moment. And now maybe even sending your awareness of energy to your baby. Sending your breath to that tiny human living inside you. And sending to your awareness to the connection that you share. And taking 3 more breaths, big inhale. Exhale. Breath in. And breath out. 1 more breath. And letting it go. Good. You can drop your chin as you slowly open your eyes. And coming back to neutral, you're going to lift your legs, keeping your knees bent and taking your feet wide with the soles of the feet on the ground. Maybe even shifting side to side so that you can feel your sitting bones anchoring down into the floor. From here, you'll take your palms, place them on your knees, and as you inhale, draw the heart center forward. Exhale to round the back. You'll kind of feel like you're rocking through your tailbone. Inhale, drawing the heart forward. And exhale, rounding through the spine. We'll continue with this, but with an equal ratio of breath. So as you inhale for a count of 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And exhale, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 6, Exhale, 6. Inhale, 6. Exhale, 6. Good. Inhaling back through center. And we'll keep that position, but we'll walk our feet in so that they're hip width apart. We're going to take our hands behind our back with our fingers pointed towards our hips. Roll the shoulders down and back, and inhale into a reverse table, keeping the chin tucked so that you don't hyperextend the neck, pressing through the feet, lifting the hips. Exhale, down. So 3 more times. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release. 2 more. Inhale, press through the heels, lift the hips. Exhale, melt the hips down. 1 more. Inhale. And we're going to stay this time for 5 breaths. Remembering to keep the neck long, the chin tucked, so that you have this long, powerful extension from the knees to the tailbone, all the way through the neck to the crown of the head. Feel even a powerful uplifting through the hands and the feet. For 1 more breath. And go ahead and release. Good. You can take a moment to kind of roll out your wrists. Awesome. And then we're going to move to a tabletop pose, so you can swing your feet around to the side as you lift up onto all fours. Good. And just to get some space in the low back, go ahead and tuck your toes, lift up into a gentle downward facing dog. You can walk your dog out, bending one knee and straightening the opposite leg. And just take your time, and just like we started, be aware of the physical energy of the body. Be aware of what's going on, and make space for whatever's going on. Good. And come into stillness for about 3 breaths. Last breath in. Now as you exhale, slowly drop the knees down. And from here, we're going to move into some spinal balances. So what you're going to do is you're going to start with just lifting the right arm up, kickstanding this left leg back, but before you lift this left leg, I want you to take this hand on your low back and feel the length of the low back. So what we want to avoid is collapsing into the back like this. So you're going to tuck your tailbone down and under, so it's like this tailbone's going underneath your body, and you'll actually lengthen your back here. That'll protect the spine, protect the SI joints. Good. So whenever you're ready and you're balanced, go ahead and lift this back leg, but again, be mindful of your low back. Take a breath in, and a breath out to release. We'll go to the other side, lift the left arm. Kickstand the right leg out. Activate and find space through the low back. And then when you're ready, lift the right leg up. Long breath in, sending breath from the fingertips to the heel. Exhale down. So we'll flow with breath here. As you inhale, the right arm and the left leg rise up. And as you exhale, melt them to the floor. And this is an active movement, so you really want to make sure you're engaging through every muscle. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, left arm, right foot. Exhale. One more time each side. Inhale, right arm, left foot. Exhale down. Last time, left hand, right foot. And relax. Take a cat-cow, drop the belly, lift the heart. Exhale around through the spine. Get some nice expansion through the back. And coming back to center. Let's do one more spinal balance, but this time we're going to hold the lift for 3 breaths. So whenever you're ready, right arm, left leg. Strong through the core. Space through the low back. Remembering to breathe. You inhale this sense of energy from the middle finger down to the big toe. And as you exhale, this sense of grounding down through the heel of the left hand, through the right knee. One more breath in. And relax it down. Good. We'll go to the other side. So left arm, right leg. Taking a long breath in. And powerful breath out. Inhale. Exhale. One more breath. Good. Relax it down. Inhale to drop the belly, lift the heart. Exhale, round the back. Good. And we're going to go into a low lunge. So if you're early on in pregnancy, you might be able to have a pretty narrow lunge. You might be able to have one hand outside the foot, one hand on the inside of the foot. If you're further along, heel toe that front foot out. Make room for the belly. Wherever you are, make sure your knee is over your ankle. And so the focus here isn't to drop into the hands. The hands are definitely there for support, but you're not collapsing into them. You're anchoring down through the back knee, through the front foot, anchoring down through the hips. But then there's this lift and this energetic expansion through the torso. Stay for 3 more breaths. Good. Let's take it up another notch. You're going to tuck your back toes, lift the back knee. Same concept, anchoring down through both feet, anchoring down through the hips. You feel the hip melt. But then lifting up through the torso, lifting up through the back and the crown of the head. So you have this opposition of energy. There's this grounding sense and there's this uplifting power. Taking one more long inhale. And exhale down. Good. Palms flat as you walk the right foot back. Maybe even just rocking forward and backward. Noticing even the shift in the energy between the right and the left side. Notice how open the left hip might feel compared to the right hip. Awesome. All right, so we're going to go to the other side. So left foot's going to come up. And again, be mindful of how far along you are and how much space you need for your belly. And wherever you are, we'll start with the hands down, but this active sense of support through the hands. Active through the base of the feet and the knee. And alive and awake through the torso. And curling the back foot, pressing up through the legs, so it's powerful extension as you rise. Good. So you should feel this nice long line of energy all the way from the top of the head down to the right heel. You should still feel the expansion of the breath all the way around the chest, right to left, forward to back. Feel the shoulders draw down the back, away from the ears. And taking one more long breath in. And exhale the back knee down as you, again, step back to a table. And if you want to just kind of rock and roll forward and backward. And then planting the hands down, so you tuck the toes, push back into a downward facing dog. And again, being mindful of the shifts, being mindful of the difference between this down dog and the first down dog. Notice what's changed in the body. On your next breath, you can begin to walk your feet forward into a forward fold. Having your feet wide so that you have space to fold, space for the belly, a soft bend in the knees. You can grab opposite elbows as you sway gently side to side. Maybe even giving your head a good shake, yes and no. And then dropping the hands down as you gently drop the hips, bringing the hands to the thighs, taking a breath in, a breath out, and then rising all the way up to a mountain. Good, so from here we're going to move to a pelvic floor chair. So what that's going to look like is as you exhale, and I'll cue you when, you're going to engage your pelvic floor, so you're going to draw the pelvic floor up. You're going to hold it, and then with the inhale, you'll release. So go ahead and come with me now. So you're going to inhale the arms up. This first exhale, all you're doing is you're dropping into your chair. You can always take your hands to heart center if you're tight through the shoulders. Good. Inhale to lengthen the crown of the head away from the tailbone. Then as you exhale, you're going to draw the pelvic floor up. Inhale, rise. Maintain the pelvic floor, and release. So we'll do that again. Inhale, exhale to a chair. One breath to find length. Exhale to draw the pelvic floor up. Inhale, rising up and releasing. Good, 2 more times. Inhale the arms. Exhale, dropping back to a chair. Take a breath in. Exhale the pelvic floor up. Inhale, maintain it while you rise, and relax. One more. Breath in. And breath out to drop back. In to lengthen. Exhale to engage. And then inhale to rise and release. Good, so we're going to move into our salutations. We'll do things a little bit differently than the first class that we did. It's going to look kind of similar, but I'm going to have you do an active lunge in the middle of the salutation. So inhale to rise up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to a halfway lift, long spine. You can always take your hands to your shins or your thighs if you can't quite reach the floor. Good. Then the right foot's going to go back. You're going to start by dropping your knee down and then taking your hands here. Notice how that feels. Then if you can have a little more energy and lift, and you have the stability today, go ahead and lift the arms up. Take a breath in. And breath out. Next breath in, go ahead and lift the back leg. Stay on the exhale. One more breath in as you lift and reach. Exhale the hands down. Step back to a modified plank, so you'll drop your knees. Go through your half push-up. Inhale, full push-up. Downward facing dog. Taking a breath in and a breath out. Bringing the right foot forward this time. We'll do the same thing. We'll start with the knee down. Bringing the hands to the top of the right thigh. Maybe from there, lifting the arms up. Take a breath. And let the breath go. Then anchoring through the back toes as you gently lift the leg. Taking one more inhale. Exhale the hands down, stepping forward to your forward fold. Good. Then dropping the hips down into a chair as you lift the arms. Stay on the exhale. And rise all the way up. Relax the arms. Good. We'll go through one more time. So inhale the arms all the way up. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift. And this time, left foot steps back on the exhale. You can start by dropping the knee down. Hands to the top of the thigh. Whenever you're ready, sweep the arms overhead. You can always stay in a low lunge if it's too much for you to lift into the unsupported lunge. Just tap into where you are and be okay with it. For those of you who are lifting up, go ahead and lift through the back leg, taking a full breath in. Exhale the hand down. Good. Stepping back into your modified plank. Halfway. Pushing up. Exhale back, downward facing dog. One breath in. And one breath out. And stepping the left foot forward, dropping the back knee, and stair-stepping your way up. So starting with the thigh, sweeping the arms overhead, and then the option to lift the back leg. Taking a breath in, and a breath out. Go ahead and melt the hands down, stepping forward into your forward fold. Inhaling, dropping the hips, lifting through a chair. And rising all the way up. Good. Relaxing the arms down. So we're going to move into a triangle next. You're going to grab a block if you would like the extra support so that you have it in your hand already. The first step is going to be you're going to take your legs wide. You're going to pivot the right foot so that both sides of the foot are parallel to your mat. And you're going to pivot your back foot at a 45-degree angle. Take the left hand to the left hip. Lift the right arm all the way up with the block in your hand. If you feel like you're going to want less height in the block, you can take it long ways like so. So take a breath in. Making sure that right leg is straight but not hyperextended. So you actually have a micro bend in the right knee. All right, inhale. And as you exhale, hinge from the left hip as you bring the right arm down. Bringing the block just inside the right foot. So it's really important here to make sure that you have space through both sides of the ribs and that you're not rotating forward, but that you're rotating your heart almost like it's going up towards the ceiling. So your shoulders are square to the wall in front of you. If you were up against a wall here, both of your shoulder blades would be pressed against it. Good. So take the left arm, palm facing up at your hip. Inhale for 4 as you bring the arm overhead. Exhale for 4 as you sweep the arm actively and energetically back towards the hip. Inhale for a count of 5, reaching the arm overhead. Exhale, 4. Inhale, 6. Exhale, 4. 2 more times at 6, 4. So inhale, 6. Exhale, 4. Inhale, 6. Exhale, 4. Good. And this time you're going to reach the arm all the way up and overhead and hold for 3 breaths. If it's too much for you to look at the ceiling, maybe you can turn your gaze down. Just make sure that your neck stays neutral and long. It's still an extension of the spine, so we don't want to cave into it or fold it. And make sure everything is stacked and active. For 1 more breath. And breath out. And slowly rising all the way up. Good. Both feet forward. Like we did earlier, kind of notice that shift in the energy from right to left. Notice how open the left side is. And then we'll pivot the left foot parallel to the mat. Back foot is 45 degrees and the front leg is not hyperextended but has that soft bend. All right. So right hand on the hip, left hand up in the air on whatever level of block you had on the first side. Take a breath. And exhale as you pivot and hinge from out of the right hip as you bring the left arm down. Finding length in both sides of the torso. Finding that rotation through the heart center. Good. Right arm, long, right palm up. Inhale the right arm overhead for a count of 4. Exhale to actively sweep it back for 4. Inhale, 5. Exhale, 4. Inhale, 6. Exhale, 4. Inhale, 6. Exhale, 4. And inhale, 6. Exhale, 4. Good. And then bring the arm up and over to hold for 3 breaths. And just finding whatever's comfortable for you. Checking in with that knee to make sure you're not hyperextending. And checking in with the shoulders to make sure they're still relaxed. Inhaling back up through center. And spinning the feet forward. Rolling the shoulders up, down, and back a few times. Good. And we're going to move into an active wide straddle. Take your hands to your hips, soft bend in the knees, take a long breath in. And exhale, begin to fold, hinging from the hips, making sure this is an active progression downwards. And then relax the arms. You can grab opposite elbows and sway side to side, or you can grab your block and just completely relax down. And again, making sure you're not bending too much into those knees. It's super easy here to lock them out, to make sure they're nice and loose. You can turn the head left and right, kind of shake it out. Good. Moving the block out of the way, taking a halfway lift on forward fold. Staying on the breath out. hips, making sure that tailbone's tucked under like we did it earlier in the spinal balance. Stay here for 2 more breaths, strong through the legs, active through the hamstrings. And on your next breath in, engage the legs and use the legs to help you rise up. So you're not lifting through the back. You're letting the legs do the work. Awesome. All right, so bring your feet back to center and we'll make our way down to the floor. We're gonna move into garland. Your left leg's gonna come out to the side, making sure it's pretty much in line with your right knee. Go ahead and drop that left arm all the way down the left leg, but not pressing down into it. You're still lifting up through the upper body. Bring the right arm up and over, spinning the pinky finger down towards the floor. Just hang out here for a few breaths, feeling the ribs expand. And imagine that you're sinking down, anchoring down through the right knee as you're lifting up through the right pinky. You can even imagine that you're spinning your heart up towards the ceiling. For 1 more breath. Exhale as you sweep the right arm all the way across the mat, planting it down and lifting the left leg up. And then just for fun, let's go ahead and do 5 little pulses here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Good. And we'll rest here as you bring the left arm up and over the left ear. Pressing out through the left heel, reaching long through the left arm for 2 more breaths. Last breath in. And then gently melt the leg down as you come back to center and bringing that knee in. Good. And we'll go to the other side. So your right leg's gonna come out. Melt the right palm down the right leg as you lift left arm up and over, spinning the pinky towards the floor and expanding through the ribs, allowing the heart to reach up for the ceiling. Awesome. 1 more breath. And then on the breath out, drop the left hand all the way across, lifting up the right leg. And again, just some fun little pulses for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Right arm comes up into the air and all the way over. Making sure that right foot's active. And even the right fingers are active. So it's an expression of life. Good. 2 more breaths. Last breath in. And gently melt the leg down, coming back to center. Sink your hips down to the floor. Drop your hips to the right and your knees go to the left. From here, we'll go into a twist. Your right arm's going to come not all the way behind your back and not out to the side, but somewhere in the middle. Left palm is going to contact the outside of the right knee. So you lift up with the breath in and begin to spiral back with the breath out. But you actually lead this twist through the low back and then through the chest and then through the head and through the eyes. So it's almost like baby's leading you into a spin. Not so much that you're driving baby into a spin. One more breath. And then gently unwind. Going to the other side, swinging the legs to the right, hips drop to the left. Left hand finds its place somewhere behind the back. Right palm to the outside of the left knee. And take a long breath in as you lengthen. And gently begin to find some sort of twist. Again, leading with the low back and then the shoulders. and then the head and the neck. Gently unraveling back to center. Take the feet sole to sole, shift side to side so that you feel the sitting bones anchoring down into the floor. Good. Just take a few breaths here. Coming back again into a state of awareness of what you're experiencing in the moment. An awareness of the energetic qualities of the body and the breath. And with your eyes still closed, go ahead and move into just about 5 gentle pelvic floor exercises. Taking a breath in. And as you exhale, drawing the pelvic floor up, engaging the pelvic floor. Hold the breath out for 1 count. And then relax as you inhale. And do that 4 more times to your own breath. And then return to normal breath. Softening through the face and through the shoulders. Softening through the abdomen and the hips. And softening through the inner thighs, through the feet. And you can get set up for a final relaxation. We'll do the same one as last week. So you'll need some pillows, body pillow if you had it last week. So I'm actually going to use a block between my knees. I feel like I would like a little more support this week than what I normally do. But you'll have a pillow or something between your knees to keep them stacked and in line with your hips. You'll have something underneath your head for support, ideally about shoulder width. This one's still a little too big for me. And then something to rest the arms on so that you really feel like you can just kind of relax and surrender to the next couple minutes. And you feel like the whole body softens and you're not having to hold anything up. So I invite you and I encourage you to stay here for anywhere from 10 to 15 minutes. Take this moment to seal in whatever came up in the practice for you, or whatever you're experiencing. Just dial into the present moment. Dial into that sensation of awareness combined with relaxation. Thank you guys, and I will see you next week. Namaste.